Good evening, and thanks for joining us. The evidence is now indisputable. An invasion of Ukraine has begun. Russia denies it, but NATO says more than 1,000 Russian troops are fighting Ukrainian soldiers. It's a dangerous escalation, forcing world leaders to confront again Russia's Vladimir Putin. Stuart Greer has our top story.
Russian tanks on Ukrainian soil, rolling past outgunned border guards who abandoned their posts. Despite denials by Moscow, NATO satellites spotted columns of self-propelled artillery and armor pouring across the border. At least 1,000 Russian troops, it says, are inside Ukraine, leaving little doubt the Russian military has invaded.
These latest images provide concrete examples of Russian activity inside Ukraine, but they are only the tip of the iceberg.
After weeks of gains by Ukrainian forces, it appears Russia is directly intervening to change the momentum on the ground. There was heavy fighting today in Donetsk, where besieged rebels have been pinned down. With another 20,000 Russian troops massed on its border, Ukraine is making a plea for help.
Ukrainian forces are capable to tackle and to cope with the Russian-led guerrillas. But this is quite difficult for us to fight with Russia.
Russian and separatist forces have launched a two-prong offensive. The first captured the town of Novoazovsk, opening a new front and threatening the strategic port of Mariupol. The second attack on Savr-Mohila gives the rebels the high ground to the east of Donetsk. The UN Security Council is holding an emergency meeting tonight, and Western governments have condemned the incursion.
This is absolutely unacceptable, irresponsible, and absolutely reckless. It is also deeply and shamelessly dishonest.
All this comes after Ukraine captured 10 Russian soldiers who claim they crossed the border by mistake. That prompted Canada's delegation to NATO to issue this sarcastic tweet, which has gone viral. Geography can be tough. Here's a guide for Russian soldiers who keep getting lost and accidentally entering Ukraine. Russia? Not Russia. But even Ukraine's separatist leader says Russian troops are spending their so-called summer holidays in Ukraine fighting rather than laying on beaches. This will put even more pressure on Prime Minister Stephen Harper and other NATO leaders next week at their summit in Wales. Their response will likely be more sanctions against Russia. Eric.
Thank you, Stuart. Stuart Greer in London tonight. For a look at the numbers and geography of the current crisis between Ukraine and Russia, go to our website, globalnews.ca.